I think we've all heard someone say, I can fix him. And whether it's, a person or a car, um, in this case, we're going to be talking about a quarterback, and we're going to be talking about Justin Fields. Now, I'm a Justin Fields fan, I'm an Ohio State fan, so I hold really nothing against him. But I know I'm a little late, talking about this a little late, but the Steelers trade, I think it is a good move for the Steelers, even though what I say might make it sound like I'm kind of saying, Steelers didn't really make a good move. I still think it is, and I think it was, the right move for them. Um, but let's just get into it. So Justin Fields was traded for a sixth, what could be fourth round pick, and I think that that is already better than if the Steelers were to take. I at first thought they would take a quarterback in the later rounds of this draft. I thought they would take a quarterback in the later rounds of this draft, such as a Michael Pratt or Spencer Rattler. Um, but obviously now they won't because of the Justin Fields trade. It just doesn't make sense. And I think that this is better than if they were to keep Kenny Pickett behind Russ, even though Pickett is a little more of a fan favorite because he went to Pitt in college. So I just think that it is better to go for Justin Fields than taking a guy like Michael Pratt or Spencer Rattler, since Justin Fields is still about the same age as them and probably has a bit more talent and upside than them. And Chicago really didn't help Fields too much. I mean, they did a bit, but it's that O line was never really good in Chicago. But at the same time, Fields does strive in being a playmaker and getting, on the fly kind of stuff. He's not as good, standing in the pocket being a pocket passer. He is better rolling him out and when he has to play make and get really creative. And that's where I think that he should have done a little better in Chicago. Um, but obviously, a quarterback having more weapons, a better offensive line, is going to help them, even if they are a playmaker that gets creative. I just don't think that him having this O line is going to help him as much as a lot of people think. And the Steelers do need to patch up their O line just a little, and I think they have a perfect opportunity to during this draft. But I just think that, he is really kind of a project guy, even at 24 or 23. Um, it has to be 24 with how long he's been in the league, but he is a little more of a project guy. He's not gonna go in there and just ball out. I think he is definitely gonna need to be coached up quite a bit by the staff, and he does struggle a bit to read defenses. From what I've watched, but obviously coaches can try to help him overcome that. But that is a very real struggle. That is a little bit different than just some crappy footwork or which with footwork and stuff, those are bad habits that can be hard to break. But his mechanics, from what I've watched people say, they don't look too bad. But I just think that, saying that he's going to come in with all this protection that's going to save him is a little bit ridiculous. I think that it's going to need a little bit more than just protection. He hasn't really won since being in the NFL either, really. He I don't think he's had a winning season unless when he started last season it was a winning season. While he was starting. Obviously the Bears finished under 500, but he just hasn't really won much in the NFL and people are addicted to having a winning QB. Um but like with the Broncos, they had a winning QB, and Russell Wilson, and it didn't work out, but that's for many other reasons. So I'm not going to talk too much about that and act like that's some huge thing because a lot of other things also go into that. Um, but he is a very good runner, right? So that's not something the Bears have to worry about, or not the Bears, but the Steelers. It's really just helping him fine tune his game is what they're going to have to do. Just fixing him up in those ways. And it's going to be a little bit easier to fix up a guy who has this very elite scrambling ability than it is to have just a pure pocket passer you have to fix up. But I think that the Steelers are making a very good move here in trading for Justin Fields. I think that it is the right move, and I was kind of a fan of Kenny Pickett in Pittsburgh, but I think that Fields is going to do better for them, and I think that it was time to move on from Pickett. But thank you guys for watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good day.